Where's
How
Joe?
are you guys doing?
Where's Joe?
He's pretty pissed off with me. So he's been, I think he's at his sister's house. He's not talking to me right now.
My boy really got
So,
up
yeah.
through.
Keisha, how long ago, obviously, we saw in the video that Joe was saying he had no idea that you had this account. How long is the account, have you had the page?
I've had the page for at least over a year. It's on my Instagram and my LinkedIn, but that's what happens when you don't pay attention to your wife, period. Um, and, you know, he has a friend that he's been entertaining, and she decided that, she wants to really put a bigger, wedge in our relationship. So she went digging around my page and was like, "Oh, do you know that she has this?" And it blew up from that. I mean, it's no secret Joe's financial issues,
Mm-hmm.
and I have always made a good life for myself, you know. Before I met Joe, I was living overseas in Europe, and I had established myself as a singer, and I came back here, thinking that with his persona and who he was, once we got together and I found out who he was, that it would only take off, other things. But, not everybody's hustle and drive are the same. And depression is a serious thing also. So, I've been just like, supporting and dealing and going through his trials and tribulations with him. I've started several businesses, I've been doing a lot, and I just figured out, I have a home in Cape Verde I'm trying not to lose, and a roof over here we're trying to maintain that we almost got kicked out of. So I just kicked in the drive and did what I had to do, and he won't do it. So I had to, and I'm sorry, you knew I was an adult video star when you met me. So if I would do anything for my own survival, then what makes you think that would change now? When I retired from the adult industry, I promised myself, if I don't sing, I don't eat. So when, my music career wasn't popping here when I left Germany and I stayed here for him, I figured, I would, start a business. I started a puppy friend social club. It's a dog sitting business. And then COVID happened and that screwed everything up. I have a moving company, that he actually works for me. Like, he works for my moving company. I'm tired of being the one to figure shit out. So I figured it out the best way I know that can maximize the money that needs to come in, because I'm tired of living I'm tired of living minimal, It's not fair. And I don't understand how you could have had such a maximized life and be so content. This is ridiculous. But we've been together for almost 13 years though.
Hey man, let me just pause into this because we halfway through. But any woman talking like this, bro, they never respected the relationship from the jump. Like, she talking real crazy. And the fact that she's saying, like, she came on here crying. Let's not forget that. She came on here crying. And now she's trying to say he works for her and he ain't got no money, so she had to do everything, and she, only fans for her survival. And it sounded like they were cool until the OnlyFans situation came about. But I ain't gonna fake, like, I don't have respect for women that's selling their bodies. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? With my background, like, with my religion, I don't have respect for that. Like, it's other ways to make money. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know with her content. Some people just putting up pics of their feet or something. I don't really care about all that. But I think she was like I'm gonna have to do some research on her. But I think she was like a actual, like, corn star. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't cool, bruh. But I don't know why Joe picked her in the first place. She clearly got a lot of healing to do.
Together since 2012, like after his retirement. And it really wasn't a retirement that he wanted. It was a forced retirement because he just got locked out after the lockout in the 2011 lockout. You guys remember,
Right.
he just never got a new job.
but she's spilling all this business. Like, ain't nobody ask her to go on TMZ. Like, why are you on TMZ? Like, she really trying to drag his name down and make him look like the bad guy because she was on OnlyFans married. Like, that is so, to me, that's narcissistic though. But people got their own definition for the word. But I feel like that's narcissistic. I can't even say it. Narcissistic for sure.
Nobody wanted him anymore. So, there was a depression, and I've been going, dealing with all of this stuff. And I'm sorry, I'm not sorry for what I'm doing. I'm just sorry that he can't understand that that wasn't a selfish decision. It was a decision that I made. I made an executive decision when my man wasn't taking the lead. I really love Joe. I love him. If he never speaks to me again, I still will do things to help him or whatever I can.
Okay, you see how she like just switched it up completely? Like now it's I love him. She just completely threw all his business out there, threw him under the bus, said he was broke, said she had to sell herself as his wife so that they would survive. And now she's saying like I love him, I'll be there for him. Bro, this woman is crazy. And Joe ain't putting up with that. Joe was probably that structure that she needed. You know what I'm saying? It take a strong man to create that foundation and that structure that a woman needs in order to just not mentally go insane, bro. Because women be in their head a lot. For real. Joe is probably, he going through his own things, but I bet you he was making sure they was good.
And
Otherwise, he'd understand.
Because he's my family, he's like an intricate part of my life, and I just want the best for us. I wish he wanted that also. That's really where I'm at. I wish that he wanted the best for us because he's not really wanting the best for himself. So I can't expect him to do for him what he can't do for himself, I guess. And that's why I just did what I had to do.
Have you drawn that line?
See, I look at they face is a perfect example of like, Shawty, what's wrong with you? But let me stop pausing.
In the sand that you will continue doing OnlyFans?
Unless something else happens that, changes that, no, I'm going to continue my OnlyFans. I think as a couple and just him individually, he needs counseling to help find out how to re-find himself and find his new place in the world. It's really hard once you've had a major career. You were the number one draft pick, and then everything ends. How do you deal with that? I don't want to be alone, but if that's what it has to be, that's what it has to be. But I don't think we'll have a divorce. I don't think so. I think he'll come around.
Okay. She's crazy. But this is why you can't really like date like OnlyFans models or marry OnlyFans models if you don't agree with the nature of what they're doing. Like, it just makes no sense. But especially if he knew it's on him. Like, I pray for them. I hope they work it out, because like she said though, if he knew she was a part of that life already, you can't really be mad that she went back to that life unless they made vows during their marriage that she would change. And if she reverted back, that's something they would know. But anyway, praying for them. That's crazy.